Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome. Today you need a mat which you should lay outside onto me right now. We're going to work on the core, the midsection of your body, right through here. 360 degrees of all your muscles that stabilize the spine and also rotate the body. Let's get started with the warm-up. Stand off your mat, away from, so your feet can swivel on the floor freely. Bring your feet a little wider than your shoulders, toes point straight ahead. Soften your knees and lengthen out through your pelvis, lifting the chest. Big deep breath in, reaching up, thumbs back. Pull down with your left elbow, reach up right. Both hands up. Pull down with your right elbow, reach up left. Both hands up. Bring both hands down. Circle your shoulders. Squat down and up. Just a semi-squat. Hands are on your thighs, just to support as you get warmed up. 2 more. Now squat slow and reach across, swivel a foot. Do that to the other side. Reach across. Squat, slowly down and back, reach across. Squat down a little lower as you start to warm up. Release your heel on the rotation. Squat down, reach across. One more time, squat, reach side to side, reach. Thumb up, pull back through your opposite elbow. Keep a proud chest. Swivel the foot, reach out level with your shoulder. Pull back through your opposite elbow. Give me 8 more. 4, 3, 2, breathe in, both hands up. Take your wrist, pull up and over, stretch the side of your body. Other side, pull up and over, stretch the left side of your body. Come back to the center, pull your elbows back. Opening your chest, framing your face, bring your hands down, roll your shoulders, step your feet a little wider than your shoulders now. Toes point straight ahead. Shift to the right. Press your hips forward. Shift to the left. Press your hips forward. Shift and press. Last one. Warming up the inner thighs, press. Step your feet a little closer together, but keep your knees soft. Circle your hips in one direction. Circle your hips in the other direction. 2 more. Now step your right leg back onto the ball of your foot. Take your right hand, reach up. Now reach down with the left, reach and lift, reach, both hands up, 2 more, reach across and up, reach across and up, pull your elbows back. Now roll the heel on and off the floor to warm up your ankle. We have some squats in the class today, so I want to warm up your ankles. 2 more, good, step forward. Other side, take a big step back with your left leg. Bend the knee, standing on the ball of your left foot. Now reach the left hand up and both hands up. Left hand up, both hands up. Left and both. Lean a little to the right. Bring both hands down. Now roll the heel on and off the floor. 4. Keep all 10 toes facing forward. 2 and 1. Step forward. Roll your shoulders back. Breathe in. Both hands come up. Thumbs back. Pull down with your right elbow. Reach up left. Both hands pull down with your left elbow. Reach both hands up. Bring both hands down. Roll your shoulders. You should feel loosened up and ready to go. I'm going to start my timer. We'll do each move for about 50 seconds. There's 3 moves, then we'll repeat them for a second set. So there's 6 moves altogether for 3 sets. Let's start with your feet a little wider than your shoulders for a golf chop. Open your toes slightly to 11 and 1. Lace your fingers and loop your thumbs. Now squat down and chop over your right shoulder. Do it again. Chop over your right shoulder. Release your left heel as you chop. Come down slow and chop with some power. Power is literally a faster movement. That's one of the things that declines as we get older, the ability to move fast. So I like to do some movements that have some quickness to them, because when you have to recover from a stumble or a loss of balance, you have to move fast. 2 more, 1 more, slow and chop. Now bring your weight onto your right leg. Kickstand your left leg. Bring your hands to your opposite shoulder. Hinge at the hip and lift up. I'll give you the side view. So bend at the hip and brace through your core. Keep 80% of your weight on your right leg, just 20 on the left. Let your gaze come down and come back up. So as you hinge forward at the hips, your vision, your eyes come down with you. So the back of your neck is staying long. You've got a slight tuck of your chin, like you're holding onto a grapefruit between your chin and your chest. So you've got space between your chin and your chest. This doesn't change. 1 more. And come up. Rear lunge. Bring your feet hip distance apart. Keep them hip distance apart. Bring your hands together in front. Lunge your left leg back, rotate to the right, come back to the center and step forward. Do that again. Left leg back, rotate to the right, come back to the center and lift up. So today we'll be working on rotation. That's part of the function of your core, your midsection. Rotate. And we'll also be working on stabilization. Right now, this is going to build some rotational strength in your core, as well as some strength in your legs and your glutes, your bottom. Having strong glutes really helps your lower back. Step in. Okay, golf chop to the left. Separate your feet a little wider than your shoulders. Toes turned out to 10 and 11 and 1. 11 and 1, just close together. Lace your fingers, loop your thumbs. Squat down and chop. Squat, chop to the left. Release the right heel. Squat and chop. Sitting back on the squat, coming over the shoulder in the chop. Release your right heel. Rotate through your hips. Keep a strong brace on your core so you're not overly arching through your lower back as you rotate.
I found this on the web.
Couple more. Kickstand hinge. Stand on your left leg and kickstand the right leg. Keep the knees soft. Bring your hands to opposite shoulders. Hinge at the hips and lift up. Now keep the back of your neck long. Bring your gaze towards the floor. Keep your chin off your chest, and the space between your chin and your chest stays the same as you bend. You could put a fist between your chin and your chest, and your chin would rest on your fist. So you've got space for a grapefruit between your chin and your chest. You're hinging at the hip, not bending at the waistline. Strengthening your glute, your bottom, your hamstring, the back of your thigh, and all the muscles in your midsection, your core, especially back. Good. Come up. Rear lunge and rotate. This time your right leg steps back. Bring your hands in front. Lift your chest and press your hands together a little. Lunge your right leg back. Rotate to the left. Come back to the center and step forward. Lunge back right. Bend both knees. Come back to the front and step in. Again, right leg back. Bend the right knee. Come back to the center. There's a little bit of balance here. A rear lunge always challenges balance, especially when you add rotation. Keep all 10 toes facing forward. Step back onto the ball of your foot rather than the whole of your foot. Lunge back, rotate, center, and step forward. One more time. Lunge back, rotate, center, and step forward. Let's move to the mat. We're going to start with a plank. Bend one knee, come down to kneeling, and then come onto your mat. Move forward onto your forearms and bring your shoulders forward above your elbows. Rest on your knees and tuck your toes under. Lift up through the back of your head. Brace your core. Now lift the one leg up and bring it down. Straighten the other leg and bring it down. Now keep alternating. Up and come down. Straighten one leg, rest on the other knee. Now if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you're going to straighten both knees and come down. Tap the knees, straighten both knees and come down, or just straighten one at a time. Absolutely your choice. Keep the body stationary. Now we're working on stabilization, a lack of movement. Stabilizing the core. One more time. Come down onto your knees. Come up onto your hands. Now bring your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers, bird dog. Opposite arm and leg stretches out. Here we go. Stretch and come down. Other side. Stretch and come down. As you stretch out, thumb up, palm in. Keep the opposite elbow straight. Hold your hips square and level. Don't think of lifting the leg, think of stretching to opposite ends of the room. So it's not about lifting, it's about stretching. No movement in your torso. No movement in the torso. Strong, steady brace of the core. Last one. And come down onto your side. Bring your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Bring your legs back in an L. You've pretty much got a straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Press the elbow into the floor and the whole of your forearm and lift your hips. Side bridge. Now this strengthens all the muscles, the sides of the hip and the obliques, the sides of your abdomen. You want to make it a little bit more challenging, stretch the leg out and reach up. Now breathe. Again, these are stabilization movements, so there's no movement. Stabilization exercises train the muscles isometrically to stabilize in a single position. Very important for your back. Come down. Let's do the other side. Swing around. Bring your legs into an L. You've pretty much got a straight line from your knees to the crown of your head. Bring your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Press your shoulder away from your ear. Lift up. Hold there. Now feel that contraction under here. You can stay here, or if you want a little bit more challenge, straighten the top leg and reach up. Keep your chest open and square to the front, so you're not closing down with your top arm or top shoulder if your hand is down. Keep breathing. Breathing is important. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Bird dog. Second set. Come onto your hands directly underneath your shoulders. Knees under hips. Press your shoulders down and back and reach and lower. Reach and lower. Keep your abdominals braced so there's no movement, twisting of the hips, arching of the back, none of that. We want to keep everything very stationary in the midsection of the body. Midsection of the body doesn't move. The arm and the leg moves, opposite arm and leg, and you stretch out. One more each side. Plank. Let's come down onto your forearms again. Shift forward till your shoulders are over your elbows. Tuck your toes under and just prop yourself onto your knees and forearms. Now lift one knee up and down, the other knee up and down. A little faster on this set. Now keep going. Just like that. You want to make it a little bit more challenging? Lift both knees off the mat at the same time. So both knees up, both knees down. Touch down lightly when you bring the knees down. So don't slam your knees into the mat. Touch them lightly, very lightly. Three, 2, 1. Come down onto your hips. Let's just have a quick stretch. Flatten out your feet. Bring your hands down. Lift your chest up. We're starting with a movement that you won't be able to see me when you're doing it, so just watch. I'll show you here. Come down onto your chest. Hands are on underneath the third. You lift and rotate one elbow up and down. Join me now. Lift the other elbow up and down. It's not a very big movement. Keep both hips down on the floor. Keep your legs down on the floor. Squeeze your glutes. It should feel like you're lengthening your tailbone away from you. Point your tailbone down slightly and come down. Ooh, that's very challenging. Come onto your forearms. We've got another plank. This time it's a plank with rotation. Bring your elbows directly underneath your shoulders, tuck your toes under, come up onto your knees. First I'll show it to you on your knees. Rotate the hips and lift. Rotate the hips and lift. Now you can stay on your knees and rotate the hips and lift and rotate the hips and lift. Or come up onto the toes and rotate the hips and lift up. When you're on your toes, you have to readjust your feet just about every rep. Make sure as you come up to the center that you're not hiking your hips. One more each side. And come down. Come back to all fours. We're going to do a rotational movement that is excellent for your posture. Widen your knees just a little. Bring your front hand, the hand that's closest to me, behind your head. Now, lower the elbow down and lift up. Like opening and closing a door. Bring the elbow down towards the floor and lift it up. Down, so it's underneath the shoulder, and lift as high as you can lift. Touch. Bring the elbow down and lift as high as you can get. Lift it up. Down, and do that again. Lift right up. Down, and lift, and come down. Let's face the other direction. We're going to do the other side of that rotational movement in all fours. So bring your knees a little wider than your hips. Bring the hand that's in front behind the ear. Lower the elbow down and lift. Lower it down and lift. Like opening and closing a door, you rotate up and open the door, and then you come down and close the door. Lift the elbow as high as you can get it. Rotate up and come down. This is way harder than it looks. Lift up and come down. Working on important muscles that actually make it easier to drive, believe it or not. One more time. Lift and come down. We're moving back to that plank with rotation. Feel free to do this off your knees. Come onto your forearms and shift your shoulders forward so that they're over your elbows. So let's start it on the knees. Rotate the hips and lift. Rotate the hips and lift. Now you can keep going on the knees, or if you wish, and you want a little bit more challenge, straighten the legs. Rotate and lift to the center. Rotate, straight line in the center, you're not hiking the hips. Rotate the hips and then lift, straight line to the center. Rotate, lift one more time, rotate and lift, come down. All right, we've got that one more rotational movement, lying all the way down, forward on the hands that are stacked, rotating the elbow up. Forward on the hands, lift, up and down, other side. It's a small movement. Once you've seen it, join me. Keep your hips down. Keep your feet firmly on the floor. Point your toes. Squeeze your glutes, your bottom muscles, squeeze them. That'll help you anchor your hips onto the mat. That's important. Hips stay stationary as you rotate up. One more each side. And come down. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders and press back. Keeping your hips high. Walk your hands forward. We are going to stretch. We are done with all of the work. Now it's just a stretch. Press down through your shoulders, stretching all the muscles in the shoulders. Allow your head to hang heavy in between your arms. Breathe into the stretch, right into your ribs. Walk your hands in. Come up to standing. So starting from all fours, lift up and bring one foot forward. Tuck your back toes under, hands are on the knee. Come up to a squat. Come up to a squat. I think it's always good to come up off the floor slow. Lift up. That was challenging. Let's do some stretches for our shoulders because all those planks and bridges work muscles in your shoulders. All right, bring your feet a little wider than your shoulders. Soften your knees and take a big deep breath in, reaching up. Pull down with your right elbow. Reach up left. Both hands up. Pull down with your left elbow. Reach up right. Both hands up. Both hands down. Roll your shoulders back. Now tilt your right ear over to your right shoulder. Feel that stretch down the left side of your neck. Now push down through the heel of your left hand. That presses the shoulder down and increases the stretch. Lift up. Stretch your left ear over to your left shoulder. Push down through your right, the heel of your hand. Pushes your right shoulder down and increases the stretch. Lift up. Roll both shoulders back. Breathe in, both hands up. Exhale, both hands down. Now easy rotation. Step off your mat to rotate. I have a sticky mat and it doesn't allow your feet to rotate and swivel. That's an important element in standing rotation. That your feet, your heel releases and your feet swivel so that your hips are moving with your upper body. That protects the spine and develops some mobility in your hips and upper back. That's where you need it. One more each side. Now take your right arm and bring it across the chest and hug it in. Press down through your shoulder. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, come down. Bring the left arm across. Hug it in. Press down through your shoulder. Feel that stretch in the back of your shoulder? It feels good. Take both hands. Inhale, open through your chest and exhale down. Let's roll your shoulders back. Nice big circles. 2 more. Circle your hips in one direction. Loosening up through the hips. Now circle in the other direction. Nice big circle. As you rotate the hips, loosening the hips. Now slide the hips to the right, hips to the left. Do that again, hips to the right, hips to the left. Inhale, thumbs up. Open the arms, exhale down, repeat that, inhale. Exhale, one more time, inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel strong and centered through your core. That's what we focused on today.